Sean here with Wilkins Power Sports. Today we're going to do a pre-trip inspection on a snowmobile. Essentially this is going to cover all the basics you should check on your sled before you head out for a ride in the cold. So really let's start with our skis up front here. So what you're going to do is you're going to check and make sure your skis aren't frozen to the ground. And that's going to be a situation you can come across during the winter at any given time. So what you're really going to do is you're going to start at your ski hoop and you're going to just try to rock your ski back as far as you can get it. And if it doesn't want to move that way, I do recommend starting from the bumper and lifting there, because that is significantly stronger than the plastic ski hoops. And then from the skis, we're going to move our way to the back of the snowmobile and take our rear bumper. We're just going to grab that, and we're going to pick it up, make sure our track can come up off the ground. And that's going to show that our track isn't frozen in place. So after you've checked and made sure that your track isn't frozen down, it's a good idea to look down at your skid and make sure none of your wheels are frozen. You should be able to grab them and roll them fairly easily. Make sure our track isn't frozen to the skid and our bogey wheels aren't frozen in place. So our sled will be able to move when we're ready to ride. From there, we're going to check our handlebar controls. And specifically, we're going to check our brake lever, make sure that we have good brake pressure and no fading, and that the lever doesn't come straight back to the bar. On the other side of our handlebar control, we're going to check our throttle cable, make sure our throttle goes all the way in, all the way back. The cable returns as it should, it doesn't stay wide open, and also doesn't stick when you try to accelerate. We're then going to check our run switch, make sure that comes up and goes back down as it should. While you're checking your handlebar controls, brake lever, and throttle cable, it's always a good idea to check your steering and make sure your steering is functioning. As long as your skis aren't frozen to the ground, it should steer with fairly little resistance. From there, we're going to open our left side engine cover. And we're going to check our oil level, make sure we have plenty of oil in our 2-stroke tanks. And on your 4-stroke sleds, you're going to check your oil level on the dipstick. Make sure we latch our panel back up. And then we come around to the right-hand side of the sled here, because this is a liquid-cooled model. And we're going to check our coolant level in the tank. And you can see that that's at the appropriate level. This lower line here is going to be your maximum cold. Then as we're walking around the sled, we're just kind of looking for any visual signs of leaking or anything like that that might indicate there is an issue. And as you can tell, we don't have any signs of that on our unit. We're then going to move into actually starting the sled. Make sure our kill switch is in the run position. Once our sled's running, we're going to take and check light function. Make sure we have high beam, low beam functioning as should. We're going to make sure that our tail light is lit up and our brake light is working. We're going to kill the engine to make sure our stop switch is working as it should in an emergency situation. And then you're free to restart the sled and you're ready to ride.